Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Chris Kiefer. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you guys being here today. We have a KTM 350 2026 edition. That's Eddie Larrett, Mr. That's his love language, just in case you guys are wondering. There is 5 love languages, and there's 2 of those. Carbon and titanium is 2 out of the 5 for Eddie. But today we're going to teach you a little bit on how to put a XPR second injector inside of your KTM 350. Eddie's going to walk you through it, and I'm just going to stand by and hold the camera. Eddie, take it away.
All right, yeah. So this is a huge, improvement to this motorcycle. They got it for Yamahas, they got it for Hondas. We've done a lot of stuff lately with the dual injector kit. Not getting crazy, just an Vortex ECU, dual injector kit, no mods to the motor. And it's a huge improvement. So we're hoping that Chris is going to finally take our advice. Me, Chad, and Andy have all been harping on him to race this 350 at Loretta's. I believe this is going to be his final year. So this is our last shot to get it done. So I figured we better go all out on it. So yeah, we hit up Chad at XPR, and he said, hey, why don't you guys put the dual injector kit in yourselves and show your viewers and everyone else how simple it actually is to do. You don't need to send your bike to XPR to do that. You can do it easily yourself. I've never installed one, and I'll be honest with you, I YouTubed it to see if there was some video up, and there was nothing. I found 0 video on how to install this kit. And when I got this kit, when it comes in a box with the air boot and everything, the ECU in a bag, I saw this and I was like, all right, well, there's the mapping, there's all the map stuff, with what number does what in the mapping. So I called Chad and I'm like, hey, I got no instructions on how to install this thing. Can you give me a little walkthrough? And he said, yeah, well, go ahead and open the map paper. And then the biggest bold in fluorescent yellow with a QR code is how to install the dual injector kit. So I felt like a big idiot, but he said, don't worry, you're not the only one. I see hundreds of these papers for all of our test bikes, and I've never seen it, never installed it. So it is very detailed. If you just scan that QR code, it goes step by step from start complete bike to finish complete bike. So as you can see, I've already peeled the tank off. I've already removed the air boot from the throttle body and took the pipe off, muffler, and I raised the rear end up. So now you have full access at the boot. So we'll dive into this.
All right.
Here's what you get basically. When you get the XPR kit, you get a new boot with the dual injector already installed, the hose, new fuel tube with a Y, and then the actual power that goes to the ECU, so you can power the dual injector kit. It's pretty simple. Obviously, we already got the Vortex in there. So
yeah, so you guys just simply slide's pretty basic. Take your seat off. You can slide that in there. Boom.
So this is all rubber boot. There's no clamps, no screws, no nothing. It literally just pops in and out. This one's done.
Okay.
Stock one's out.
So far, I think I could do this. Novice mechanic here.
This one could be a little more tricky just because it has the dual injector already in it, but
so
it doesn't.
It's a little stiffer on that side.
Yeah, it doesn't look to be. Once you get it in there, just kind of wiggle it around, make sure everything sits in place where you want it. Sometimes these rubber boots, because they're in the packaging, they could be like you can see it has a little gap in it, so, but the filter, once you put the filter in, the filter will push it all back down.
And then they set this, so they've really worked on where to set this sprayer.
Right.
That's to their spec. It's already preset. It doesn't move, so it's already set.
Yeah, don't touch any of it. And then this filter will just slide back in, use the original mounting.
So just a little tip for you guys. We have the stock air filter cage in with the screen. I forgot, that's my fault, to get a 2-stroke filter cage. So that does help. So underneath this filter right here is obviously your stock screen. But
I can show you because it has to come out so we can test it.
So the backside screen, right? So the 2-strokes do not come with that. That is actually a good mod for you guys alone, just getting the 2-stroke cage and just letting that airflow through that better than this. So we don't really need that. It's not going to catch on fire. I've never seen one personally. No. Not to say that it can't happen.
And I've seen some bikes backfire too in the cold when they're lean. I've seen them backfire, and I've never seen a bike ever have an
just
issue.
FYI, any KTM 250 SX cage will fit your 4-stroke KTM. Well, Eddie's prepping some other things here. So what we've been doing to this, like Eddie said, I'm a hypocrite. I always talk about 350s, how fun they are, and they are fun, but I need to learn how to ride one, because every time I get to Loretta Lynn's, I always regret riding the bigger bike. So this year I'm really going to try to practice what I preach and race and ride this thing, because I really do love it. And basically what we did to this, I'll have a whole separate video on what we're doing, but REP Mark over there revalved us a tracked shock. I have KYB conversion going into the fork. We will have a muffler system from FMF on there. We got a ZRT throttle, and we got the new Renthal fat bar, the Kiefer spec that they'll be announcing here soon. That should be out before Christmas, so excited about that. And then, of course, the dual injector.
All right, so this part, I think, for me, probably is the most important part, because you want to make sure you get this stuff routed where it's not going to be getting hit by chains or rubbing on anything. So basically, if you want to come back here, you can see it basically just makes a 180 out of the bottom of the dual injector and runs right back up on the side of the air boot. You're going to actually split the fuel tube to the bottom underneath the frame and over the top of the throttle body right here. You can actually see it pretty good on this side.
Yeah.
And then the ECU wire will go basically right over the top of the frame, come right through here. So you're in between over the top mount bolt, so you're not going around it, and then it's going to come back up here and connect into here. So once I close this down, hopefully I get a little more room because it's a little short. So, but I'm sure it's, once we, like I said, once we lower this, make sure you reinstall your
C-clamp.
Your C-clamp here. I always put rags in the throttle body side. Obviously, you don't need to put a rag in here because you're replacing that part. But always put a rag in your throttle body while you're working on your bike.
Just in case some shit comes over here. Or, or you got kids and they like to stuff stuff in holes.
Yep. Also, too, I've never done it this way, but this, we had to do the shock and the linkage. And this, usually I just take the subframe and everything off the back of the bike to put the shock in. So this was actually cool to be able to do both of these at the same time. So rag out.
KTM's not the easiest to take the shock off, right?
No, for Mark and those guys it is, but for me it ain't. I struggle. I ain't gonna lie.
Torx bit for the win. Can't wait.
Yep. So now we'll just finesse your boot, back around your throttle or your shock body. Drop this back down in here. This is gonna run.
You gotta line some things up. Make sure
Yeah,
nothing's
this
getting
is
caught
where
up.
it gets a little tricky.
If you guys are wondering, yes, FMF 250 head pipe will be on with the 350. I really like that. It gives you more bottom end. So if you guys are wondering, and there's an exhaust flange in there. I don't know if Eddie put that in there yet.
It's not in yet, but there will be.
XPR makes an exhaust flange as well as twisted development. So right in there, you take that piece off, that exhaust flange goes on there, and it matches the ports into the head, which gives you a little bit more throttle response. People always say, well, what's it do? Does it give you more power? It doesn't necessarily give you more power, but it does give you more throttle. I'm going to give you my throttle right here. A little more snap. Almost like just going to some like 91 pump fuel to some race gas. It's kind of like the equivalent. All right.
All right, so we got that done. So you ran your electrical wire up to the second plug on the ECU. So this will be your mapping. So if you ever have somebody that wants to map the box, this is what they plug into for that. And then this is, I'm gonna guess this is like for an accessory. Okay. Like they put this wire for an accessory, obviously like we did here, dual injector kit. So I wouldn't, I mean, you can do it, you can run it however you want.
Just make sure you have some slack.
Yeah, just make sure, I mean, once it's all down, this should never move.
Right.
I'm not gonna zip tie it or anything. I want it to kind of float freely with the rest of the ECU wires. So I just tucked it under there, then we'll tuck that one on top. So then when you get over here, this is where it becomes a little, you know, a little more invasive. You got to kind of pull on this to get your slack. See it tucked, you can kind of see it tucked up underneath here.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yep, so pull on that to get your slack. Now this is the part that kind of made me nervous, but it's actually not that big of a deal. Read the blade.
And we will be changing gearing. We're going to experiment with some gearing. Obviously, KTM does have weak spokes. The rim is actually okay, just the spokes aren't great. We'll be changing some of that. Buchanan has really good spokes. If you guys are looking for just to lace up some spokes with the wheel, Buchanan spokes are the best. And Eddie's cutting some stuff off.
So basically you cut the fuel tubing.
Okay.
This is a clamp that is provided with the kit.
Okay.
Okay, so you spin that on there. Make sure when you do this, you pay attention to the direction of this, okay? Because this is going to come stock routing of the coming from the tank. You know, it's up here on the top.
Yeah.
It's going to come down here and snake this way. If you get this thing twisted this way and you clamp it on, you're going to be in trouble. I don't know if once you clamp it, you can spin it, but make sure you it would be best to keep it in the right direction. And then make sure you put these clamps on as far as you can.
Oh, okay.
Like, see how he has a little bit of a gap there? You have plenty of barbing, so that's what they call a barb. So you have plenty of that. They do have to face outward so you can get to them. So you're gonna go back on with that one like that. It's gonna sit roughly about like that. So you can have this clamp facing to the outside. Now, I've never used these clamps before, so bear with me.
Okay.
There is a tool that comes with the kit that Chad didn't send us. Because well, it's not on him. It's on, he figured with my experience and race team stuff, these are the same clamps that pretty much all the factory teams use for their radiator hoses. So they get rid of this and they use this clamp. Okay, so he figured, oh, well.
What's the reason?
Just these things can break. These aren't going to break. You actually, once these things are on, you got to cut them off.
What are those clamps called?
Good question. Okay. I have no idea.
I'm sure you guys in the YouTube comments will tell us.
Yeah. So like that. And we're going to make sure this is positioned. You can always move this back and forth like you have slack. Okay, you have to remove this engine hanger too, obviously. You can see that's gone. So this engine hanger is taken off.
Okay.
So these are what I use. This is channel lock. You can buy this at Home Depot. Not I use. He said they'll work, so we're gonna see. So you basically just crimp on the sides of it, smash it together without cutting it, and that should crimp it down. Make sure your wires are all clear. You don't want to cut anything. So you will have some spin.
Okay. Which is okay.
See?
Yeah.
Won't come off.
Got it.
So that's good. So that's actually a good thing if you accidentally get this going in the wrong direction.
And also, I don't know if you're there yet, but I just want to let people know. I've had, if you're taking your tank on and off.
Yep.
I've had this thing come off while I'm riding. So when you guys do replace anything, or you're doing this, or you're putting your fuel tank on, make sure this is snapped in correctly, because more than once I have been doing testing and production testing. We've had a KTM used for a baseline test, and these fuel lines pop off really easy. So make sure you actually hear the clip, hear the snap, because if you do not hear that, that thing's going to pop off while you ride, and that's the last thing you want.
So KTM actually changed it.
Okay.
I haven't seen this piece before, but this is actually like a safety. So obviously if you don't have that thing clipped in all the way, KTM has, in my opinion, no hate comments to the other manufacturers, taking the fuel line apart is the easiest on any manufactured motorcycle I've ever touched. Actually, obviously I haven't touched a Beta or the new stuff. The reason
why they, and I don't know what year they changed that, but it had to have been within the last couple years, because I had this happen 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, so. I haven't seen this. First time I've seen this.
Okay.
So, but once you assemble it together, then this goes and clips on like this.
So that's a safety.
Yep.
Got it.
And then also too, I believe that is the fill filter right there that KTM uses. It's a tiny little filter that sits down in there. So if you ever get any, they actually recommend you replace that quite frequently.
And to go off of Eddie, that is correct. So if you guys are hitting me up sometimes, hey, my bike is kind of running dirty, feels rich feeling, you checked everything, sometimes you have to change this fuel filter because it does get clogged up.
Yep.
So that's an important piece to actually change out every once in a while.
So then throughout, make sure you put your air boot back on.
Yep.
So I thought this was going to be a little challenging, but it actually was really easy. Take your air filter out, put your hand in here, line it up with your finger, and I was able just to push it, literally push it right on, because there ain't much room to maneuver in here. And yeah, you can see it's got full seat all the way around. And that's good. That is a 6 mil. So you have to, it was actually on there pretty loose, so it's looks like it's spun all the way up here. Can't get my finger on it.
Also to you guys as well, you guys can go to a more traditional radiator cap on the KTMs. We recommend that. I'll get one and put one on here. This thing is a bitch to get off at times, so that's something we'll change. The clutch on the KTMs are really good, so chances are high I'd just probably run a stock clutch. I will take these off, most likely put some anchor tape, grip tape on there for me just to kind of hold myself in, but also Cherubies makes really nice ones with grip. These ones get slippery and worn off really quick, so those are your two options, I would assume, like a Cherubies frame guards with the grip, or just hit up Corey at Anchor Tape. He has some good stuff for the KTM. We did put the factory edition clamp on because it is a lot more compliant than the stock Neckin. Neckin does make the stock clamp, so stock offset is fine for me on the KTM. As you can see, this is a technical touch fork, as far as a fork kit that comes from REP with a different lug. Eddie's finishing this up right here. We will be putting a different chain. That's stock chain. So again, this is just a kind of like the phase one of it. We wanted to let you guys know on how easy it is to put this dual injector in. And the performance. Look, I've tested this before. If you guys want more low end out of your 350, you're like, Kiefer, I love my 350. I just wish I had a little bit more low end torque. That's the key right here. Look, injector, you can run this Vortex. Chad did say you could run pump gas if you want with this, but it doesn't optimize 100% efficiently. So at least run some good race fuel, whatever that is. I don't want to sit here and debate on that because I know you guys are going to bitch at me on the comments. Yes, T4 has had some problems. They are fixing that. Your choice is 100 octane or whatever it is. There is mapping within that instructions right here where you guys can go off of. Several maps right here, as you guys can see. You guys can read that. Here, let's get the light. So 10 different maps, and yeah, way more low end, way more excitement. I mean, if you guys really do want some more power, then I guess you guys just go to a 450. That's about it, eh, Eddie?
Yeah, I mean, that's really about it. You just put it all back together, hook your field line back up, put your tank on, and yeah, plug
Basically, we're 19 minutes in this video, and about 3 of those minutes is us bullshitting about other things, so pretty basic for you guys. I was worried about it being pretty elaborate, and doesn't look like it was. Looks like I could even probably do it. It doesn't look like that hard. I could probably work my way through it.
Honestly, no, I think it's more takes longer to get everything off and set up the way you want it than it is to actually install the dual injector. Okay, like I said, I was nervous about cutting the fuel tubing and all that stuff, but as you saw, that was
pretty basic.
Fresh razor knife went right through that.
All right, guys, that's look for a lot more KTM 350 content here on the channel. We'll go over this whole bike here soon. We'll do a whole new video about what we've done, how it runs, Might even compare it to a 450. You know, the good old Yamaha, because those guys talk shit about me. So maybe get some lap times. Hell, who knows? But looking forward to riding this thing. We're gonna head out tomorrow and ride it, break it in, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So thanks for watching. We appreciate you guys. Don't forget to torque these too.
Yeah, and this torque spec is in the on the QR code. It's 18.5 foot-pounds. Good
job, Chad at XPR, just giving us everything we need.
Yeah, very detailed. The instructions actually are. I can show you real quick. Just kind of brief through it. But yeah, these are the instructions. So this is the QR code that was stand. I mean, literally bullet points for everything. The clips. I mean, it does from a whole bike, the tools you need, all the way down.
Wow, that is nice.
So it's very detailed. A lot of
look at us older guys. Maybe
a lot of
scared
finger
of QR
pointings.
codes. Don't be scared. Just click on it. Take your camera out. You younger dudes,
all the way. So 24 steps takes to complete this.
Thanks for stopping in. Like, subscribe, tell some people about the channel. Helps us grow. Keeps it up and moving. See you guys. Say bye.
See you guys.
Bye.